What is up, my friends, and welcome back to the Vegas Confessions podcast. This is episode 104. I'm your host, Jay.
And I'm Kelly.
This episode, we're going to be covering a lot of different restaurants and some unique spots that you should definitely visit on your next trip to Vegas. And we're also going to be covering some interesting things I caught online this week, plus the results of how the gambling propositions went for California. Let's go.
Hey there, everyone. This is Matt Bridger, and you are listening to the Vegas Confessions podcast.
Didn't we go to my favorite dive bar before that? We went to Double Down.
Double Down Saloon. Yeah, we had some ash juice.
I am all about ash juice. Yeah, baby.
You guys need to go check that room. There's like a dead guy in the bed. And the lady at the counter says, "Well, we'll call housekeeping." Like, housekeeping?
Jay's never met an asshole he didn't like. Shout out to the guy at third base at the blackjack table I was at last, who was obviously trying to keep a high-low count, but was mouthing the numbers as the cards were being turned over.
Be careful what you say, because we can have you whacked.
Hey, I'm Nicky Furmich, and you're listening to the Vegas Confessions podcast.
And not forget to mention a huge shout out to all of our Patreon members and supporters who support this podcast and kick over a few dollars our way in meanings of supporting the podcast and everything we do here. We love you guys. Eric Rosenthal,
David Sowell,
Renee Hale,
Taylor Jew,
Neil Macedo,
Rodney Kelly,
Atlantic City J,
Bobby G,
Michael Traeger from the Zortcast podcast,
Scott Jarvis,
Mike Cunningham,
Travis Atherton,
The Crybaby Vegas,
Scott and Lisa,
our good friend and buddy of the show, Saul,
Chef Demoni podcast, and that is
Graham, and Jana Girard from Over the Pond. Again, your support is appreciated so much here, guys. And if you guys would like your name shouted out on the podcast and even get your name displayed in the video credits on all of our YouTube videos, definitely consider checking out our Patreon. So the first thing we do have to mention that we didn't even cover the last episode, but Pat actually mentioned it, was the Vegas Near Me app. We have to update everybody. I was out there in town for work and we didn't even mention why I was there for such a long span. So let's give everybody an update where the app is. So it is available on the Apple Store for iOS 16.
Right. It is not currently available for the Android yet, but those are in the works. So coming soon to Apple Store worldwide and also to Android, correct?
That's correct. So right now it's getting built for the beta version for Android. That'll be out here soon. And then we're also making sure that it can be released worldwide for everybody, because I know everybody in Canada has been reaching out.
All our friends in the UK, all our friends in Canada, Australia.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I love this concept. I'm like, just wait till you see it. It's so much cooler. And guys, we've been giving you guys hints on what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I can't express it any more than it's essentially your one-stop shop for Vegas. It's everything you need when it comes to looking up restaurant, things you want to do, hotel reservations, you want to book your flights, everything's here in this app. It's the newest thing to cover Vegas and there's nothing else like it, and we've been putting mad work into this thing since we started now. I'm going on almost a year, which is crazy because we've been having so much fun with this.
Yes.
And I'm super excited to have you guys experience this. Everybody we've been getting feedback from is like, Jay, this thing's really cool. And again, it's not like your typical review system. We do things totally different where we're using videos and having people show you basically their firsthand experience through videos and podcast reviews. And it's really cool because you get a lot of different opinions.
Right.
There's so much unique things about this app. The mappings of the casinos, I mean, you name it. It's just built to help your overall Vegas trip be easier.
Right. So if you don't have an iPhone and you're not updated, we have great news for you today.
As of last night, I got the big word. Our website is officially up and running. You guys are getting these first-hand exclusives through us. Guys, everything's coming into reality, which is really neat to see. All of this idea of an app coming to fruition now. It's all coming real. And the new website is up. So if you go to vegasnearme.com, this app is essentially working in a website version where if you're looking up any restaurant, I just showed Kelly. Kelly, what are your thoughts on this?
It's really cool. So, I mean, you go to vegasnearme.com and I typed it in. Essentially, our homepage pops up, similar to what it would be on the app. And you can type in whatever you're looking for, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a hotel, whether it's a show. I typed in Awakening because that is brand new in Vegas. Up popped a featured video, what Awakening is about. Up popped other shows at the Wynn because this show is currently being held at the Wynn. It popped up popular restaurants to eat at the Wynn, which you can click on and get more information to see, hey, before the show, after the show, maybe I want to go eat there.
Right.
Things like that. It is a one-stop shop like Jay was talking about. There's so much that you can get from the one website and not have to go place to place to place.
Back and forth.
Yeah. And the app is even better, I will admit. But if you don't have the phone for the app quite yet or the update on iOS, this is perfect because you can still operate it from your phone.
And it was so clever on the team's part where they're like, hey, we got to make a legit website, not just have a frontage page for the app, which was our idea.
Right.
And now they've come up with this, which is really cool because right now, if you can't get the app, like Kelly said, you can essentially use this. And this is your workaround until the app comes out and is available for Android. This is the way right here. It's really neat. Kelly put in restaurants. She put in shows. She put in an activity. What was it? The high roller?
Yeah, I did the high roller right now. I'm looking at it. And once you scroll down, it shows you a featured video of the high roller. So the experience that you'll get if that's what you want to do. And then it pulls up closest places to the high roller. And so it shows the Link, Harris, Flamingo, Venetian, and then closest activities. It gives you other things to do. Sky Shop, Maxie's, Yard House, Pier 30, Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, which just reopened. That's how up to date we are. It just reopened last week.
I want you to look up a place right now.
Okay,
Dominique on Sale. We're going to do this live in the podcast.
Dominique.
This is cool. Dominique on Sale. This is the new cronut place that's inside of Caesars that just opened up. It's a bakery.
Yes.
This chef is really popular. He's the inventor.
For the cronut.
Correct. Yes. And so this place has all kinds of sweets and stuff you can check out, right?
Yes.
Babe, what does it do when you bring up this place?
So it brings up a picture of the restaurant, okay? And it shows you it's at Caesar's Palace. I scroll down, there's a featured video of their grand opening, right? It says closest places to Dominique Ansel, Las Vegas. Forum Shops, Flamingo, Las Vegas. The Link, there's 9 different ones listed. Closest activities. It has King Baby, Nobu, Starbucks, Num, Cocktail Lounge, Vista Cocktail Lounge, Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill.
Restaurants, yeah.
Amalfi. I mean, and you can click on those as well and get more information on those activities or places.
Yeah, it's absolutely here to help you guys.
Yeah.
Guys, this is all free. The app is going to be free as soon as it's available for you if you don't already have it. And seriously, I encourage you guys, if you have an iPhone, I encourage you to update your stuff. Get 16. This thing is working on 16 because it is the newest version that's available and up on the store. I mean, it can't get any newer and more informative than the website, than the app. There's so many beneficial things to this. No matter how many times I'm in town, I always have a moment where I'm like, all right, what am I going to do next? I always call you and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do tonight, right? And then I just open this thing up and I'm like, oh, well, this is going on. This is going on. This weekend, I wish I was in town, babe. They have the Las Vegas Pizza Festival going on.
Right.
All the top pizza chains are going to be at this event doing their thing, right?
Yeah.
Like there's so much things and we have all the different videos and information. Next weekend, there's the...
And I think it would have been a great event, but I don't know if I could have paid the $125 price tag. And I can't eat that much pizza.
That's a you problem. I could definitely pay, and
it was for all you could eat and drink because it had beer. But I'm not a beer person either.
Well, one was a drink
really
package as well.
Yeah,
and one was just pizza.
But I love pizza.
But those pizza tickets sold out quick too. But this is the benefit of what this app is going to do for you guys. Again, everything's free. If you want to do anything Vegas, if you have a trip coming up, if you have plans on a trip, you don't know where you're staying, use this thing. Check out the app, check out the website, Vegas Near Me. It's here to help you guys. We are a big part of this, and because we are such big believers in how much this thing's gonna help you guys on all the trips.
It's really a great app. Of all the apps that I have on my phone, which is probably at least 100 or 150 apps, like this app has so many things combined. You know, like you can do a Priceline and, you know, book your ticket and it'll suggest like maybe you want to get a rental car or whatever, but it won't show you, hey, while you're in town, look what we can do. What's around you, the place that you want to go to. Yeah. And everybody loves Vegas. We've talked about this, but so many people don't know everything that Vegas has to offer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
There's so many more things just than the casino and steaks.
What did you just say right now when you were looking? You're like, fly a stunt plane?
Yeah, like on the homepage of Vegas near me, and I've been working for that for 9 months, 8 months. I'm reading and it says, or if you want to fly a stunt plane, Vegas near me is the place for you. I'm like, I haven't seen that one in the app yet, but I mean, apparently it's got to be in there. There's so many things you can do, so many fun activities that Vegas has to offer that are not casino based, but great group and friends and family activities that are going to be memorable experiences.
Yeah. Like these escape rooms look fun as hell.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do it. But we have to do it as a group. And that's what I keep hearing. And all the videos and podcasts and stuff that are in there for these different places. I mean, yes, the Halloween theme ones like Saw and Blair Witch are cool. But there's some really neat ones that are just like virtual and stuff where you're really like in a movie. And I'm super stoked to try some of this stuff. And yes, guys, I can't encourage you guys enough. If you're a big fan of this podcast, if you believe in a lot of the bullshit we say, if there's one thing I can ask you to do, go check out this.
If you believe in a lot of Jay's bullshit.
If there's one thing I encourage you to do, guys, check out this app. I encourage you to download this app. Check out the website. You can see how it works
if you are a Vegas enthusiast, you will love this app.
And it's for everyone. It's not for free. The nightclub people. It's here to help you find anything. When I tell you there's over 16,000 different businesses, we've also added and included 5,000 podcast clips and 20,000 videos. And
it says it on the website. Restaurants, pool parties, escape rooms, dispensaries, golf courses, poker rooms, dog parks, strip clubs. Everybody has a favorite and these are extreme differences, but it applies to every person. Like what you love in Vegas is probably going to be on this app. 98% chance, right? 100%. If not 99.9.
I mean, big shout out to our buddy Alan. He's kicking ass with this website and everything he's doing, and everybody on the team's just awesome. I can't mention it enough. I'm super excited to tell you guys about this all the time, obviously, but the updates and in real time things that they do is really
if we find
impressive.
A new show that's out literally in 24 hours, it's on the website. I mean it's that fast because we have a small team. It actually works in our favor because we are in contact with each other every day. So literally if I find something that I'm listening to on a podcast and I put in our system saying, hey, this new show's coming out, within hours, our data team has already put it in the portal. It is that fast. So, I mean, it's great.
It's real time. And that's one thing our friends over on the Vegas Revealed, they keep honoring the fact that the hours of the businesses and she loves it as a local data. She's like, I can't stress to you guys enough on how cool it is that their hours are actually bright versus everywhere else. So it's cool.
And in other areas too, like if businesses close down or take a hiatus, we update it in real time. So you're not like looking at this website going, oh, in 5 months, we let you know literally within days of us knowing what it is.
Like a Cool Almost Friday as a perfect example. I saw that Lotus of Siam at Red Rock was opening.
Yes, they had opened on Friday. We actually had this
in the notes. I didn't even plan on mentioning it, but they opened on Friday. So I told the team, hey guys, it's opening Friday. They already had notes in there to make sure that the system changed it on Friday at the time that it was opening, ready to go. Like that's cool. So at this time going forward, everyth's updated in the system.
Yeah, and even like Misbehaves. Yeah. Right. We as soon as we learned about it, we learned that they were going to go on a winter hiatus for starting on December, November, and we have that in our system. So if you go in there, those dates are not available to get tickets.
Yes. Yeah. And that's just, again, we're here to help you guys, Vegas, right? That's what we're here for. Again, check it out, guys. I can't say enough cool things about it. I think we stressed why and how much we enjoy this thing. Yeah. So again, definitely encourage you guys to check it out. Now, the slogan of the company is funny because, if it's fun to do or see, it's on Vegas near me. But I can't stress enough. It's your one-stop shop for Vegas in your pocket. Like, I really can't stress that enough. This thing is awesome. All right. So the first thing I wanted to chat with you about was what we talked about last episode, which would be the madness of the Formula One tickets and how it all went when they went on sale.
Yes, because those went on sale last week, right?
Yeah, so last week they were talking about $500 tickets. What happened?
November 1st, is that right?
I don't know.
It was something that, November 1st was American Express pre-sales, and then later on in the week, the tickets went on sale. Craziness. So first of all, they hadn't really discussed ticket prices.
Yes.
You know, it was kind of a...
They lured everybody in with the $500 mark,
yes.
right? And that was going to be for the serious fans.
Yes.
So what happened?
So from what we talked about, there are people that got online and their $500 tickets jumped to $2,000.
No matter what they clicked on.
No matter what section, no matter what, what level, whatever. From $500 to $2,000. And they still sold out in a matter of hours, correct?
Can you imagine the people that didn't pay attention and just still booked those tickets and were like, oh...
That's just crazy.
Yes.
But you know what? No matter what, even if they decided this is not the price tag I'm willing to pay, they can sell those tickets in a heartbeat, I'm sure.
100%.
And make a profit if they wanted to.
100%. And that's one thing we actually talked about when we saw how fast the tickets went, where you think bots were on this and scalpers, and we're like, because it was one of those events, I don't know, but I'd imagine people just went to buy.
Guaranteed.
Like crazy.
Guaranteed. Especially an inaugural event that has been talked up as much as it's been talked up.
Yeah. The videos are coming out. They're doing these tests.
What about hotel prices? What do you think about that?
That's fucking crazy. Now, we haven't even chatted about this. We talked about
the roof.
So they said the cheapest room you were going to find right now was like $650, and that's at Main Street downtown.
Yes.
Yeah. So Cromwell was averaged at like $700. Caesars was $1,300.
But I mean, was it? I think I saw like Caesars and Paris. Their packages were around $15 or $1,700, 3-night minimums, not even a 2-night minimum.
And they're not letting you, exactly right. I was just going to say, they're not going to let you book one night on that weekend. You have to book
You have to book 3 nights.
Yeah.
Isn't
so
that
they know
crazy?
Y'all, that's nuts.
That is just outrageous.
The hike on prices.
Oh, yes.
We've never seen this ever. I've never seen that. Not this high.
And I know you said you saw like $1 million package. I've seen $150,000 package. I'm like,
that's crazy.
That is absolutely crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
I was like, we have to chat about this.
At those prices, I think I'll just watch on TV. Yeah. And I probably won't even watch because I don't like Formula One. But
I mean, this is making me intrigued, so I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to end up watching it somewhere, but I'm very interested because, I mean, the pictures of the
can you bet on Formula One? I wonder if that's a thing.
I have no idea.
I wonder if
that's an interesting question.
So if any of our listeners know, can you bet? Let me see.
Maybe.
I don't even know what I would look up.
There's a race this week on Monday they were showing on ESPN that's in...
What did I look up? Like, can you bet on Formula One?
Yeah, can you bet on Formula One? That's
you know
interesting.
What? I think you can.
I think you can.
I think you can. This is
interesting. We're doing 2 things in real time right now. This is fun. We should do this shit more often. This is awesome.
That's interesting. So I'm sure, and if it's in Vegas, I'm sure if it wasn't bet on before, it will be.
No, I'm sure it's going to be. I mean, they were betting on the horse event that was happening downtown this week.
Shit, I bet on table tennis, so I'm sure Formula One is
right? Yeah, right.
True story.
And while you're looking that up, Olivia, I think another one that was interesting was the pictures that we saw of the grandstands that they had set up on the Strip on social media this week.
Which, like we had discussed earlier, it reminded me a bit of the NFL draft where they had it. Yeah. But I mean, in a more boastful form.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
There's only one lane now, and it takes up the other lane. The bleachers come all the way out. And it's on the fountains. It looks cool, but...
And it goes up a couple levels.
It's going to take so long to put that stuff in
and
place.
that's what we were discussing a couple of days ago is how, I mean, just for the NFL draft, it took at least a week or two because we were there earlier and we saw them starting to move things. And at some points, remember they closed down traffic one lane. Oh, yeah. This looks like it's going to take way longer because it's a much more intricate
You remember
build.
One night it took us like an hour to get from Ellis Island to downtown?
And this is a much more intricate build because they're actually grandstands. Unless they're like pre-made and they're just going to drive them in and set them there. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing as well that they're probably going to make them.
I'm sure they use these at every event and they're real,
But it'll be very interesting to see how this
the whole
plays out. How it all plays out. It's going to be really interesting. Yeah, especially because it's the first time there.
Yeah, the way that's playing out, the pricing of the hotels is just really like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it was crazy to see the prices. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I know if you have a strip view, you're going to be able to see, but you're not going to be
in the mix.
Yeah. And it's not the same as, watching it in the sports book downstairs. So you want to be kind of out and about.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining some chaos is going to ensue down there on the strip.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a
that
lot.
many people? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Something's going to happen.
Tips for betting on F1 races. There's outright, long-term betting, qualifying betting, live betting, all kinds.
Interesting. Yeah, I figure it makes sense. Professional sport.
It says many people believe the best Formula One bets are for individual races. You can place a wager on the winner, the podium finish, and other markets.
Just like horses.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. Okay, so let's talk about another interesting one we mentioned on the last episode was for California, the Prop 26 and 27. You know, the bringing more table games in like craps and roulette and actually having the ball and real dice here in California. And then 27 was the actual
online betting, like DraftKings, FanDuel, things like that.
How did it go?
They both tanked miserably.
Did not pass at all.
Yeah, not even close.
And,
like, was it like 30% to 70% or something like that, right?
Just about both. Yeah. And it was just, I saw it the first night. I was just curious. I was like,
remember you woke me up. You're like, look at these.
I'm like,
oh,
wow, look how bad this is. Like, yeah, it was like $1 million to a couple 100,000 just in the first hour.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this has got no chance. But yeah, it was.
I really thought 27 had a chance, more of a chance than 26. But yeah, they both tanked miserably. So apparently California is okay with the Indian casinos that we have in what they have to offer currently. No more.
It was just funny because we had a chat about this whole thing about, do you think these things have a chance? And I was like, no, on both. I was like, I don't think so, just because there's that market that doesn't want California to have these games or bring that extra opportunity in gaming to California. But there's also a lot of people that just don't gamble and go to casinos and want that here in California. So I could see both. But yeah, it was an interesting topic, and I thought I'd bring it up just because the numbers were so...
because it wasn't even a close race. And I really thought one, if not, would pass. But it's okay. More incentive to move to Vegas, baby.
That's it. So let's talk about another interesting what I saw this week on social media was MGM cutting off recording on all property and creating an influencer program contracted with YouTubers and influencers, which also includes what they're able to say and what they wear, including branded logos on the clothing. But they're also talking about incorporating revenue sharing with the creators, with the casinos.
I see so many problems with this. So many. I mean, and we've posted, not from Cosmo, but we've posted a couple videos of us playing or whatever.
Yeah.
But the serious slot people like Brian Christopher, like NG Slot, like, Big Jackpot, whatever. Yeah. I would be curious to see what they think. I would be curious on feedback from the big ones on whether or not they think they would be okay with this. And I'm sure a lot of it is going to be in discussion on what do you have to offer? How is this going to favor me? Because there's so many other casinos that these influencers are welcome to play at that are not asking for revenue sharing.
I just found it all funny because the casino makes zero part of the video. Now, they supply the slot machines, but there's a lot of other places to play at, right?
Right.
And with the YouTubers, there are YouTubers who have their favorite places, and the casinos have their, YouTubers that are regulars. So that all makes sense. But wearing branded clothing and what's able to be said, I'm like, I don't know. And then once that went out on social media, MGM took a lot of flack from people.
They took a lot of heat, and rightfully so, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing they're already coming to your casino and they're taking a chance. Playing big money, most of these influencers are playing big money to lose at your casino and you can make that money there. But now you want to control A, what they say, B, what they can do, and 3, possibly taking some revenue sharing,
like what they're making in the views. That makes zero sense. And they're talking about having incentives and paybacks and win-loss, whatever. But I mean, at the same time,
because then it sounds like, are you just going to give them all their losses back so they're not spending? Because then that doesn't make it as fun, in my opinion, for the viewer.
You're absolutely right, but it also does another thing, like, can they not now live stream and play at other casinos?
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Are they going to have conditions on where you wear and what you can do? Because then are they considered independent contractors? Like, are you going to 1099 those people saying, well, we have a contract with you, so what's going on?
And then it brings up the other question. If they are, then they can't play at those places, right? So I don't know. A lot of interesting questions coming to the table.
I'm super grateful that casinos are being more video friendly. because people truly do, like people that can't go to the casinos or can't go to Vegas, they like watching.
Yeah,
and it really is. It's free PR for your casino. So I am appreciative to those casinos that do let people video their play and, you know, share it. But I think this has taken it a step too far, MGM.
Yeah. And
You're taking it a step too far.
I think they saw it because now I saw last night, Diane Ivani, she posted, they're letting you bring your equipment and record your casino play, live streams and stuff, but just no professional tripods and stuff like that now. So I think they got the hint, like,
right.
Hey, people are not going to roll with this. And as of last night, I saw posted was the Wynn, actually, our friends Josh and Rachel, they were told nobody can be recording at their properties right now. So they're probably going through some kind of transition there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, but I think a big part of it is, and people said online, like, hey, it's probably because, you know, people record everybody that's in the casinos and stuff. And my thought process is there's two things that are different between vlogging and casino slot play. Typically, slot channels only record their machines or themselves. Yes. They don't record people walking by or interact live stream like that. Then there's people who do the group pools. Now that's where that's different because you're moving to machine. You got a bunch of friends around. Right. You want to show everybody that's around, right? That's different. But yeah, there were some people that were like, you know, vloggers go in there and they vlog in the casinos and they show themselves. That's different if they're showing the casino or they're showing a restaurant, because as somebody who makes videos, I don't purposely try to show people. Right. But I do show what's around. Right. So, and I want to show because that's what people want to see. Mm-hmm. Regardless if one person's unhappy with being on camera, you're still there to show. Right. And if they don't like to be shown, that's kind of a them problem because this casino permits live streams in the place. So you're really not going to win those battles. Yeah. But at the same time, Cosmo's one to be known to, hey, bring your stuff down here. Come show.
Yeah, so they were one of the friendly strip casinos.
So it lasted about a week. So now you can go back and do your live streams again and stuff. So it was really interesting, though, to see that whole conversation of, oh, does Resorts World start incorporating some of this with some of the creators and start revenue sharing, and which casinos are going to start doing this? But that's not something I would go down the road of. No, I'm not interested in anything.
Because truly influencers would just take their business elsewhere. Then you're not they'll find a casino that is willing to just say, hey, come and play. And people will be like, okay, we respect that casino. We're going there.
I think at that point, then you're not influencing. You're more paid to do a job, right? Like that's different.
It takes some of the...
And as a viewer, you're like...
Spark out of it.
He's working.
Yes.
Yeah, he's working. He's not really losing real money. Is your
because
thought?
As it is, you get comments like, "Oh, you're being paid," and "Oh, you're getting," they fixed that machine, And I truly don't. There's so many laws. I don't feel any of these big casinos. They're not doing that. You're going there and you're taking your chance like anybody else.
100%. Yeah. I mean, we've done this.
And literally with the dollar amount these high YouTubers put in, they are getting a lot of free play.
Yeah, like
I'm a low roller compared to them, and I, if I played, there frequently, I was getting great offers.
Right. And they do. They play at an amount that they're gonna get something back in return.
And literally, it's probably like $1,000 or more a week. Just in free play because of what they put in. You got to realize that they're putting in their own money, and they may be getting it back from YouTube or Facebook on the end, but that's still their money they're risking.
Right. And that's where I think it becomes less genuine. People are going to start being like, nah, I'm not interested in these people. So just a warning for creators out there. I wouldn't jump in this round, but hey, to each his own. Everybody's got to feed their own pockets, right? Like that's what it's about. So I get that too. But I thought that was interesting that the no recordings is starting to be a thing. Yeah. But good. I hope they figure that stuff out because I like to record videos. I like to walk around and show people places and restaurants, and I like to record different parts of the property and all different stuff, so it's not always just a casino floor. I'm going to show the restaurant and what's in it and the different atmosphere about it and the vibe. So I definitely hope they figure this out. So the government's talking about getting rid of hotel resort fees, concert fees, and bank overdraft fees. But I feel all casinos would do is incorporate it in the room rates and just lift their prices. I don't know. I find this one interesting because they're like, everybody's for it, obviously, because everybody hates resort fees. Right. But I think casinos will just add this into their rate. What do you think? Yeah,
I think the same thing. However, I think it's beneficial because it puts everybody on the same playing field. 100%. Not like, this is their price online, this is their price, but which one has a resort? Because you don't know.
Well, and that's what's interesting. Some people have a $50 resort fee, some have 20, some have 30. Yeah, everybody's different.
And it might be better now, but I mean, a year ago, it was a resort fee for absolutely no reason because housekeeping did not come clean. You didn't get extra amenities. It wasn't, you were paying for amenities that weren't being provided.
Right. I thought that was interesting. I'm like, oh, wow. I mean, okay, so here's the workaround that hotels are going to do.
Right.
I see happening. But
I'm down for the no more convenience fee when you're ordering a ticket online. That's some bullshit, honestly. When you're on Ticketmaster and it says the tickets are, $125 each, and then you get to the final screen, it says, oh, here's taxes, but here's a $15 per ticket convenience fee. Fuck your convenience fee. I'm buying a ticket because you guys are the website. That should be incorporated. That should be part of what you have done a deal with whoever is offering the tickets, in my opinion. Because you get to the end of the screen and of course you're so excited you got the tickets for this show or this performer or whatever. And then they're going to tack on a $15 per ticket fee.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
So on another hotel note, there's multiple reports that the Mirage will be rebranded as the Hard Rock on December 19th. I'm very interested to see how this takes place, how fast the changes are made, because I've heard, they can keep the Mirage name up to 3 years until there's transitions actually made or the rebranding.
Yeah, I read that as well.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other note was the Volcano, because everybody loves the Volcano and everybody's like, no, we don't want the Volcano to go, right? But now they're talking about potentially halting on the construction to do any of that until after the F1 race.
Formula One had requested.
Yeah, so
right?
We'll see how that all plays out. But yeah, there's a lot of people hopefully it sticks around, a couple more years until after this race.
Right.
All right, so let's talk about a place I discovered, a breakfast spot that you have to visit on your next trip. This place was called Peg's Glorified Ham and Eggs. I just put a video up about it, but this place, babe, super legit service, the food, cheap prices. The place was probably one of the cleanest restaurants I've seen in a while. This place, you just get that vibe when you walk into a place. I sat down, how you doing? Made you feel like family, right? Just super cool, but the food was awesome. I went in for breakfast. I ended up having huevos rancheros, right? And then I had ended up going again that week and having breakfast with friends. The waffles at this place are probably not a word I use here on the podcast often. The prettiest waffles you've ever seen in your life. But yeah, just immaculate looking food. Very good service, not too far from the Strip, and just one of those meals where you leave an Ellis Island and a Village Pub where you're like, damn, that's a way to start the day. This place is one of them. And what's unique about it is the family place. It's a family chain. They have 3 in Vegas and they also have 3 in Reno. So they've expanded from, I think they actually started in Reno and moved their way to Vegas or vice versa, but they're now in both places. And when I post about it, the video, people are like, oh, I love this place. This is right down. This is my mom's favorite breakfast place in town. And they're like, I can't believe you're finding these places right down the street from our house.
And this is definitely one that tourists will not know about. So this is your golden nugget that Julian is giving you, because
guys, this place is awesome.
And what a name, Peg's Glorified Ham and Eggs.
So a couple of locals invited me the first time and I'm like, where are we going? They're like, hey, we got to go to Peg's. I'm like, what is that? They go, we don't know either. We've never been. I'm like, we got to go. I'm like, all right, let's go. We went and we're like, oh my God. Yeah, it's that good. And they're like, hey, our service is the same at all places. We like to keep our restaurants all the same. And we have breakfast spots like that here, kind of like, Black Bear Diner, right?
Yeah.
And all these places. But this one, super good. I mean, the price I think was $10 for breakfast and coffee was another couple of dollars. But I mean, just nonstop, everything you need, the food, freaking delicious. And I went back twice. It was so good. Yeah, Peg's Glorified Ham and Eggs. If you're around one in town, definitely check this place out.
So there's 3 to choose from in Vegas. And if you don't know where they're at, you can look them up in the Vegas Near Me app.
There you go. We've given you the website
and
too.
It'll tell you where they're located so you can get there.
Yeah, guys, we're going to talk about a couple food spots and another unique place you have to check out. So this next one, let me introduce you to an arcade for adults. Now, there's a new barcade over at Bally's that they just put in right now. This is not what I'm talking about. This place is called Player One Video Game Bar. This place is for adults only. It's open till 3 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. You want to talk about an option of something different to do at night? I want you to picture a place that has every single arcade old school that you could think about. Contra, NBA Jam, NFL Blitz, all these battle zones. I mean, you name an old school game, it's in this place that you played as a kid. Mortal Kombat, I mean,
Pac-Man,
anything. The sit down versions of
Centipede.
Pac-Man. Babe, this place has a gaming lounge in the back. So let's talk about cost, right? This place is so cool. You go in, you pay $8 as the cost if you're from out of town.
Yeah.
But this is the trick. If you're in a surrounding state, you get the locals price, right? So even if you go in as a group of friends and somebody's from New York, right? He still gets the local price because
That's awesome.
So this place is super cool. Went in for $5. Your admission lasts all day. You can leave and go back, right? Like I said, this place is open super late.
Does it cost to play the games?
The games are all free.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's
See,
$5.
$5 and you can play any game for as long as you want.
Check this shit out. They have a bar and it's like a whole wall. This place prides themselves on the fact that they have over 300 different types of drinks.
Oh, goodness.
And this place, not just a typical bar, right? TV screens everywhere. And people are sitting down at these bars with remote controls playing each other on the video screens. Pac-Man, Mortal Kombat, they're all having drinks, having food. I mean, hanging out. Every screen on the place is not sports. It's not TV. It's games. People are playing every type of console you can think of, from Sega to Atari to Super Nintendo to anything you can think of. All these consoles are in there. But then they have, like I said, this gaming room in the back. And if you're interested in playing a game like a PlayStation 4 or Xbox game, some of the newer stuff, you can play using your accounts. Now, mind you guys, I like gaming. So I had to visit this place, right? And I spent a few hours in this place just making my video, but also just exploring.
Yeah.
This back gaming room, you pay $5 for a remote for any console you're going to play. And you get your $5 back. It's a deposit. Now, you get to sit down, lounge, and play the games for however long you want. And it's any type of console, any up-to-date game you can think of. It's all available. You can go in there with groups of friends. They have these big-ass chairs that are comfy. You can hang out, have food. Just hang out and play all day.
That's awesome.
And it is so cool. I'm like, this is something I can find myself doing.
Right, especially if you're not really into gambling.
Yeah, 100%.
But you are a gamer and you want to have fun with your friends and you like to drink.
Oh, this is
because they have 300 drinks,
have food.
And literally, you cannot beat paying $5 to play video games.
All day. It is so cool. And the lady that was in there, I was like, hey, I've never been here. I've seen videos on this place. Actually, I have you in there. I started showing her the app. She's like, this is cool. I'm like, I'm so excited that I found this place because nobody's talking about this place. Nobody visits this place. Any console game, any old school pinball game you can think of, there's pinball machines. They have Dance Revolution. I mean, you name it. Any type of game is in this place. We had people playing Mario Karts on the bars, taking shots at the same time. Like, they're like, we're drinking and driving. Like, it was just so much fun. Every time I was doing a video, like, I would walk around, people would jump in front of the camera like
what's
please
up?
Come here. You guys gotta come visit this place. And I'd ask them, like, you guys come here often? They're like, dude, we're here every weekend. They host tournaments and events and game nights and stuff. Like, this place is legit fun. I'm like, see, these are the places that I love exploring and finding for you guys. Like, it was so for $5 baby.
Yeah, you can't get a better cheap night out than that, you know, and hanging out with your buddies. If you have a group coming in for a bachelor party or something and you have a day to waste or a few hours to waste, go do that.
You said the perfect word right now, groups.
Yeah.
Because right next door is Escapology, a freaking escape room.
And then an escape room.
Yes. I mean,
right
it
next
was
to each other.
Perfect, babe. I was like, oh my God. And like I said, I stood there a while just playing the games, hanging out, just watching people play each other. Like, it was fun. It was,
and both
really
of these
cool.
places are in our app, correct?
Oh, 100%.
VegasNearMe.com.
Check it out, guys. All right, so let's jump into another one. Like, this is not really a gaming place. So this next place I discovered while looking for my next food spot later that day, right? Well, I was going to a place that doesn't have a brick and mortar, okay? A food truck, okay? So I was going to this food truck, but while on the way to my food truck, which I'll get to next, I discovered this whole parking lot, right? With RC cars and a whole racetrack going on with probably 100 people in this parking lot jump in these freaking cars. I'm talking 20, 30 feet and just crashing and creating havoc. Cars are breaking everywhere. I'm like, what the hell is going on, right? So I go over, and in the parking lot next to them, they have this whole parking lot set up for a track with cars that drift, little RC cars that drift and slide, right? Well, so this place is called Friendly Hobbies. They are a hobby store, and they have everything you can think of, right? Like,
hold on, I want to know how did you describe it to me? What did you describe it as, remember?
Oh, I described this place to you as a Hobby Lobby on steroids.
I got a kick out of that. I was like, oh, really?
So, well, inside of this place, it's like you would think. It's like, oh, just your gets and gadgets and hobby. No, this place is all RC cars, drones, helicopters, boats. You name it, decals for all of your race cars. You name it, everything part-wise, anything in this place. They have 3D printing machines. They can build anything. They had like Mario statures inside the place.
You got to be a serious enthusiast of,
and that's what I asked them. I was like, hey guys, so just so I get a feel for this, because I don't really know much about, like, people put some serious money into this
money in those
like,
things.
Dude, we have cars in here and packages for beginners that go, up to $2,000. And I'm like, he's like, yeah, he's all, you see that guy that was out there that was jumping his car like 30 feet? He's all, that weirdo is what that just bought this car. He's like, and that's what he's doing right now. I'm like, are you see? He's like, dude, people love it. They come in from all over the place, and we host these races maybe 2-3 times a year, but we like to involve food trucks in the community and just have a big get together out here. And next door, he was telling me that they were opening their drift store.
Okay.
And so that's what that whole drifting part was that they were having out there. He's like, so what we're doing is kind of giving people an idea of what we do and what we have here. They're okay with us tearing up the parking lot. So like,
crazy.
It was so much fun. And the people that were there that I were talking to, just locals, I was like, I've never been to they're like, how'd you hear about it? I was like, I just stumbled upon it. I was going to the food truck over here. And they're like, well, how'd you hear about the food truck? I go, let me tell you about what I do, right? And they're like, this is so fucking cool. I've lived in Vegas my whole life. I've never seen anything like this. They go, we go to the same places. I go, what you're saying right now, I hear from locals all the time. They go to the same restaurants, the same places, because they know it's good. I said, it's hard to go out of that shell sometimes. I said, and that's what I like to do on this app is try new things. I said, and here I am. I'm always online putting videos in for YouTube, and I discovered a food truck that, I had to visit. And so here I am in your parking lot right now, right? And so our conversation of me learning about his business, I did some videos and stuff, a little walk around. I was leaving the place and going to the food truck. And on my way to the food truck, the guy runs over as I'm talking to the next person. He's like, hey, bro, I just want to give you something. And he gives me a brand new shirt for the the Friendly Hobby store. He gives me a brand new shirt, and he's like, this is for you, man. I appreciate you coming out and just telling people about my place. And I'm like, dude, this is cool. Nobody knows about these kind of places or things going on like this. And there were so many families out there, and the kids were having so much fun. Plus, they were giving away like 3D printers and race cars and boats, and it was fucking cool.
And it's too cool because while you're mentioning that, I'm like, I wonder if this is in there. I looked it up in the app. I looked it up. There's 2 locations in Vegas.
Okay.
And I clicked on one of them. And when you click on it, it tells you like one of these locations is 560 Marks, Suite E, Henderson, Nevada. And it'll show you the closest places to Friendly Hobbies.
Yeah.
And it shows you the closest activities that are available there as well. And there's a link to Uber or a map or their website, or you can get their phone number if you want to call for more information.
Wow.
All from the website.
All from the website.
Right.
Well, I mean, guys, we're here to help you. And if we haven't been telling you about places to go for years, we're now giving you a way to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is freaking awesome.
I click on the other one, 3616 North Rancho Drive, Las Vegas. I mean, and it does the same thing. It tells me that Jerry's Nuggets around there, Symphony Park, Plaza is down there.
Yeah.
It tells you Crystal Palace, Sonic, there's Circle K, there's Dottie's, all kinds of stuff.
And guys, I'm not having her look.
No, I was
curious.
Yeah,
she's curious. Yeah, see, and this is what
because it's not a main activity or something. It's just a business.
And there's people that are into that kind of hobby, right? They're into this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And from what I was talking about with them, they're like, hey, there's no more like real Hobby Lobby stores here. This is what we're the last of it standing. And he goes, so if you tell people like this is the only option they really have to find parts and pieces.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that niche is very, very tiny. It's not, you can't just go to a Best Buy or Walmart and pick up parts for these types of, cars.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a very, very specific niche.
Guys, just again, shout out to Hobby Lobbies for the free shirt.
Friendly Hobbies.
Yes.
Friendly
See, now
Hobbies.
I'm all fucked up. Yes, no, shout out to Friendly Hobbies for the shirt. Super nice people. I mean, again, I can't tell you enough about places to go.
And if you are an RC enthusiast, look these people up.
Guys,
seriously.
I mean, does this not explain hand in hand why I fell in with this job? Like, it's perfect.
Remember at first you were like, I don't do sales. I'm not doing this.
Yes.
When George approached you.
Like, no, this is not a sale, Jay.
Once you looked at it, you're like, oh, this is cool. And then literally every person Julian has talked to in Vegas and showed a map, they're like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because of the data and real-time stuff, it gets to show them. Yes.
It's free.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%,
Vegas Near Me is going to eventually make money on the back end, like when you book tickets or do an Uber or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for you, there's no upfront cost. There's no
extra cost.
There's no in-app cost. Right. I mean, this is just beneficial.
What you see is what you get.
It's beneficial.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you're looking it up as we're going.
I was just curious because I was like, well, I want to make sure, we do have 16,000 businesses, so I wanted to make sure that was included.
Well, this next one you won't be able to find because this is a food truck, and the food trucks we haven't really got in there.
Yeah, if they're mobile and there's not a stationary address, it's harder for the app to pinpoint.
But this one was fun as hell, right?
Good food, I heard, right?
So I finally make it to the freaking food truck, right? And so she's laughing at me because I got the guy at Friendly Hobbies chasing me down, right? And so she's like, where are you coming from? I'm like, oh, I just ran into this. I didn't know this was going on. You didn't tell me about this. But let me tell you how I have to find Nick's Shrimp House. This is the food truck, okay? So I discovered the place because they were on one of my favorite YouTube channels, Vice, which is not Vegas related, but they just do crazy good videos, right? They did the food truck and interviewed Nicole, which is her name, and talked about her business. And she basically does Southern style foods in her food truck, but with a twist, right? So as I was watching, I'm like, oh, I want to visit this place. The catch to this place is you got to check online on Instagram where they're going to be located that day or call her to find out where she's at, right? So even while I'm there looking at the restaurant or looking at the food options, phones going nonstop, right? Oh, we're over here on this corner. We're at this intersection, right? And so people are flying in like, hey, glad I found you. I want to order this. So I'm like, hey, I want to try a little bit of everything. So I go in with the open mind. I don't know what I want, but I've seen all the different options. They have egg rolls posted all the time online, and they look so good, right? I'm an egg roll nut.
Yes, you are.
Right? So I get there, and I'm like, hey, look, I want to try a little bit of everything. And she's like, and I had set this up prior before going to Vegas, like, hey, wherever you're at in town, let me know. I'll come find you, right? And she happened to message me on like the last week that I was in town. She's like, hey, I'm going to be at this park this day, this time. Would love to meet you. Would love to have you come by. Hell yeah. So I went by. I go over. I get a rundown of her business. I said, look, I saw the videos. I know everything. I want to try the food, obviously. I said, but what do you recommend I try? I want to highlight some of the different options you have. She's like, that's easy. I'll just make you a little sampler platter and you could try everything. I'm like, what? This was the hospitality, right? Right off the get-go, right? And she's like, you'll try everything. And I go, okay. And so I go, how much? She's like, well, let's work a deal. I said, no. Just tell me how much I want. So we have that argument, right? No, you're not going to pay. Yes, I'm fucking paid, right? And so then I just throw $40 in the tip jar, right? I'm not arguing with her no more. Like, you just give me whatever. And so
and that happens a lot too, huh?
I love it. It's my favorite that they love to argue about paying. And so, and I love that because they see the kick I get out of it. Right. And so it keeps going back and forth. But anyway, I'm telling her, I'm like, hey, I just want to try everything. So she makes me this dish and I have no idea what's in it. I open it up, babe. She's got one part is her steak sandwich, right? And this steak sandwich is loaded with meat. It's a little fat half hoagie, right?
Yeah.
And then in another section is her Nick's nachos, right? The Nick's nachos is her own cheese sauce that she shreds and makes every day in her truck, right? And in this cheese sauce, she also has like a spicy Asian sauce that she throws on top. So she says, if you like your nachos spicy, add this sauce on top. It's like a sweet chili lime sauce, right? And so you add that on top of your nachos. And now, mind you, it's a big tray of 4 different segments, and that's the second segment. The third one is going to be like her Nick's fried rice, right? Shrimp fried rice. So there's big shrimp on top, blackened shrimp. Then she's got her rice. Super good.
Yeah.
The main one, which I was excited about, was the egg rolls. So mind you, I had no idea how the egg rolls were made. I didn't even know what was in the things, but I'm a huge fan of egg rolls. I bite into these egg rolls, and inside of the egg rolls, now mind you, scratch that. The egg rolls are rolled per order every day.
Oh, wow.
As she's making.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I found interesting too. So I can't leave that out. So she makes these egg rolls, and she knows I go, dude, I'm here for the egg rolls. And she's cracking up, right? Super sweetheart. And I go, no, she goes, let me know how it is. I go, definitely. I'll let you know. I'm going to be doing a video about it. Like, I'm going to let people know about this place. I said, I think the biggest catch for you is finding you, right? Like, that's the big one. So I made sure I got her information and stuff, but I told her I'd love to get you on because I think what you're doing is super unique. So I bite into this egg roll. Inside of this egg roll, you would think cabbage, vegetables, right? Hell no. You have diced up shrimp and your rice inside of this egg roll. Babe, it was so good.
So kind of like the shrimp fried rice in the egg roll.
In the egg roll, okay? And then I didn't even throw my sweet more of that sweet lime chili sauce from the nachos. I put that on my egg roll. Oh my God. Yeah, I got that video coming out here soon. Just a super unique spot. She cooks with a lot of love. And like I said, argued with me the whole time, but the food was phenomenal. I mean, the sandwich, anything you order from this place is going to be legit good. And what I like about her, she sells till she's sold out.
That's great.
She sells out every day. She's only open 4 days a week, and she's at different locations every day. And right? Like
that means obviously repeat customers, which means the food is delicious.
Yeah, and I mean, just her hospitality, the way she. I mean, I was leaving, babe. I had my hands full. Right, I got a shirt in one hand, I got her food tray in this other hand, and she's like, "Hey, where are you going?" Like, I'm going to my car to try my food. What do you mean, where am I going? She's like, well, you don't even have anything to drink. And so she gave me a couple drinks, and I went over, and then she gave me this bread pudding. Like a bread pudding dessert that she made. I'm like, oh my God. Like, so I left was stuffed with stuff, but the food was over the top. Dessert was perfect. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this place. It was freaking awesome.
So if you can find her,
definitely
Nick's
check it.
Shrimp House.
Nick's Shrimp House on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you guys want her information, I'll definitely put it in the show notes here. Definitely check her out if you're into something different.
It sounds delicious.
I mean, that's my thing.
And food trucks often are.
I love fucking food trucks. Food trucks. I was just going to say,
are just because everything's so fresh. It's that day of every day. I mean, and a lot of them just have a great special flavor. No matter what you're eating, whether it's Mexican food, Italian food, the shrimp, you know, they have their own little where you're like, ooh, this is great. Well, it's homemade, and
Vegas has all these beautiful, like food truck events, right? Like Portland, Oregon has a huge scene for this, but it happens in Vegas where like they have these soul cookouts and just food meetup events, and so there'll be all these different food trucks at these events where you can get some of the quality food that you didn't realize was available to you. But like you said, the catch is finding them and where they're at that day. But this place, Nick's Shrimp House, guys, oh my God. Damn good. Try the egg rolls. And Nicole, if you listen to this, please keep up the great work. It was freaking awesome. So before we go, I do want to mention a couple things. One, the hottest place to play slots right now, which is weird because everybody hates to play slots at this place.
It's at the airport. Harry Reid International.
Isn't that crazy? It said they've paid out over $1 billion this year. I mean, that's
I know people were commenting. They're like, they always say don't play the machines.
Right?
But we've seen a lot of reports and Instagram and Twitter tweets about another big winner. So I thought that was interesting.
And so right before we head out, one of our last ones we'll mention is a local favorite opens up this week that we mentioned earlier in the show was Lotus of Siam at Red Rock. That place is loved by a lot of different friends that we have. They always talk about, hey, you got to try this place out.
I haven't tried it yet. Have you tried it?
I haven't tried it. No. So I'm interested because I know there's the original location that everybody loves, and then there's now this place, and there's another one, Secret of Siam as well. There's couple that are kind of named similar, and that was one that got busted for giving people like weed infused food or whatever. But this place is legit, and I even heard our friends over at Vegas Reveal dropping them again.
Yes.
They went to it in the opening, and
yeah.
I mean,
they said it was great.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard a bad report about the place, so I'm intrigued to try that place out.
So Red Rock has a new spot, and it's going to be a hot spot.
Sounds like it. And by all means, folks, if you guys find this stuff entertaining, the different stories and the different topics we talk about, definitely let us know on our Apple iTunes reviews. Let us know via social media. We look forward to hearing from you guys. We love your guys' feedback, and we love meeting up with you guys the most. I can't reiterate how much fun this has been. If you guys are looking for more Fun Vegas content, definitely check out the YouTube channel. There's been a shitload of videos going out, and there's a lot more stuff we have coming down the pipeline. We will catch up with you folks in a couple of weeks, and until next time, cheers!